She sobbed, she cried, she begged for mercy. But none of it mattered. Every tear, every sob, every desperate plea, it couldn't erase the fact that she had taken a man's life. This is the shocking story of Hannah Payne, a young woman who chased down and shot 62-year-old Kenneth Herring, claiming self-defense. The courtroom would see her act like a victim. The evidence told a very different story, one that left the jury stunned and the family seeking justice. What really happened that day? Was it self-defense, or a deadly choice fueled by anger? Today, we're going to take you inside the trial, the evidence, and the shocking moments that led to a verdict no one saw coming. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You won't want to miss any of our deep dives into real courtroom drama, true crime, and unbelievable trial moments. It was a quiet afternoon in East Texas when everything changed. Kenneth Herring, a 62-year-old man known for his friendly demeanor and long-time presence in the community, was going about his day like any other. He had no reason to expect danger. Hannah Payne, a woman in her 20s, had been involved in an argument earlier that day. The dispute had escalated in ways that quickly spiraled out of control. Witnesses later testified that she had left the scene visibly angry and frustrated. But no one could have predicted what came next. Payne drove her car through town until chasing after Herring. Herring had been involved in a minor traffic accident where no one was seriously hurt and driven off. Payne wasn't involved in the accident but decided to take charge of it. She called 911 as she chased after Herring. The 911 dispatch told her not to get involved, and she lied that she was just following at a distance to get his number plate. Whereas she had caught up with Herring, block his truck, get off her car with a firearm, open his door and tried to pull him out of his car. In the heat of the argument, she shot him on chest. The dispatcher recorded every frantic word, every scream, every sound of panic. The 911 call would later become a key piece of evidence in court, revealing the confusion and fear surrounding the shooting. When police arrived, they found Herring barely clinging to life. Despite efforts to save him, he was pronounced dead at the scene. Officers collected forensic evidence, noting the trajectory of the bullets, the distance from which Payne had fired, and other key details that would later contradict her self-defense claim. When the trial began, Hannah Payne entered the courtroom with an air of confidence. She acted like the victim, crying uncontrollably and begging for mercy. She reenacted the shooting, showing how frightened she had been. She argued that she had acted in self-defense, that Herring had threatened her, and that she had no choice but to protect herself. But the prosecution had a powerful case. They presented dashcam footage, eyewitness testimony, and forensic evidence. The video showed Payne chasing Herring and firing without provocation. Neighbors described seeing her approach him aggressively. Experts explained that the wounds were inconsistent with a defensive struggle. They showed intent, not panic. The courtroom became tense. Payne continued to cry, plead, and sob, but jurors were watching everything closely. Her performance could not hide the facts. Every lie, every exaggeration, every tear was weighed against the evidence. Perhaps the most shocking moment came when the 911 call was played in court. Payne's voice was heard, claiming she had been attacked, while the dispatcher calmly questioned the sequence of events. Listeners could hear the discrepancy between her story and what witnesses had reported. The jury leaned forward, taking in every word. Family members of Kenneth Herring were present. They had waited months for justice, and seeing Payne act like the victim ignited anger and heartbreak. Her tears did not bring him back. Her cries could not undo the life she had taken. After hours of testimony, cross-examinations, and expert analysis, the jury retired to deliberate. The courtroom fell silent. Outside, the community waited, knowing the verdict would bring closure or deepen the pain. Hours later, the verdict was announced. Hannah Payne was found guilty of murder. The judge, a stern figure who had presided over countless cases, handed down the sentence. The courtroom erupted in mixed emotions, relief, sorrow, disbelief, but Payne's face showed something else. Shock. The arrogance she carried into court had evaporated. Payne's attempt to play the victim had failed. Her tears and sobs had not swayed the jury. The evidence had spoken louder than her performance. She was sentenced to a long prison term, ensuring she would face the consequences of her actions. The case left a mark on the community. It sparked conversations about self-defense claims, courtroom behavior, and the ways emotions and evidence intersect in a trial. Families and neighbors remembered Kenneth Herring not for the tragedy, but for his life, his kindness, his presence, and the life cut short by violence. Today, Hannah Payne serves her sentence. The courtroom drama, the crying, the performance, it is all behind her. What remains is a story of tragedy, a cautionary tale of what happens when anger turns into lethal action, and a powerful reminder that in the eyes of justice, the facts always matter more than theatrics. If you found this story compelling, subscribe to the channel for more real courtroom dramas, shocking trial moments, and true crime stories that reveal the human emotions and legal battles behind every headline. Comment below. What do you think drove Hannah Payne to take such a drastic step, and do you believe justice was fully served in this case?